Ashes of Creation, the Kickstarter-funded sandbox MMO that raised over $3.2 million in 2017 and is currently in testing alpha phase 3, has announced its move to Steam Early Access on December 11th. I'm going to break down what that means, what led to it, and how the community is reacting. Let's talk about it. Ashes of Creation is one of the most ambitious MMORPG projects in development. The idea is simple at its core: a world where cities rise and fall, all based on the actions of the player. Every system feeds back into the world's growth, decline, and political landscape, all of it reacting to and driven by the actions of the player, as opposed to the player reacting to the world. The project was first revealed on December 10th, 2016. A few months later, it hit Kickstarter in June 2017 and pulled in more than $3.2 million, grabbing the attention of MMO fans hungry for a true player-driven world. Early development access began with Alpha 0 in December 2017. A very small group got the first look at Vera. What followed were years of engine upgrades, redesigns, and large-scale system overhauls. On July 14, 2021, the game entered Alpha 1. Thousands of players bought access. Some spent upwards of $500. In exchange, they got hands-on with nodes, combat, sieges, and caravans. Then came Alpha 2, which began on November 8th, 2024. This phase included new access keys for as much as $120, new biomes, a larger testing population, and full node progression. This testing phase is spread across 3 waves, the most recent beginning May 1st, 2025. On November 14th, Creative Director Steven Sharif announced that Ashes of Creation would arrive on Steam Early Access for a listed price of $49.99. At launch, the game is actually going to be discounted by an additional sale and will only cost roughly $42 for access to Alpha 2 Wave 3. Some context matters. The Summoner Archetype Showcase and the October Developer Livestream were delayed several times from the original October 31st date, eventually landing on November 14th. Why the delay? My belief, and one shared by many players, is that Intrepid saw an opportunity after Amazon Game Studios announced the end of active development for New World Eternum. This announcement took place on October 28th. It looks like the livestream may have been pushed back to finalize the early access reveal and capitalize on the moment. This move, however, was met with near universal frustration across the Ashes community.
Is about to step into the largest spotlight they've ever been under. And honestly, I'm worried.
Ashes of Creation is launching onto Steam into early access. Granted, December 11, 2025 is, I think, indicative of the state that the game is in, the severe lack of funding that the team has, and this is going to be the biggest dumpster fire of the year.
Ashes simply is not there yet. So this means that they're risking frustrating new players, overwhelming the team with feedback that may be antithetical to their own design goals, and alienating potential supporters.
If what people are saying is true and it's truly not ready in its current state, the Steam launch it'll be their first impression, and if it's a negative one, it'll be their last impression, and they're just going to write the game off, and then it's just going to slowly drift into obscurity.
The worry is simple. In trying to fill the void left by New World Eternum, Intrepid may be repeating the exact same mistakes. New World launched with a thin story and a completely disconnected narrative. missing tutorials, grindy professions, a focus on group and player-driven content, and its systems horrifically uneven. Ashes of Creation, a game originally envisioned as being primarily player-driven with the world reacting to the player, appears to be heading into early access without many of its planned systems implemented at all. And there are valid concerns that Ashes of Creation is changing its vision to become more market viable, similar to how New World changed from a survival MMO to a theme park MMO, eventually landing as an action RPG.
Explain it pretty simply, Steam gives studios the biggest possible audience to test whether a game can attract players, hold players, and generate interest.
Ashes of Creation's latest PTR updates combined with the Steam announcement are pointing toward a major directional shift in how this MMORPG is being shaped. And while some of these changes are good, even great, the timing raises a lot of questions.
But early access only works when the game is ready for that pressure. So there's the risk of launching too early.
This could create negative first impressions, negative reviews, and an overall writing off of the game by many. Truth be told, other games have faced similar challenges, and they have been able to turn it around, including New World, who arguably delivered their best content right before being shuttered. The frustration from the community is, why go through all of this again? Why isn't Intrepid learning from the mistakes of others? For transparency, I own an Alpha 2 Tier 1 key. I've had access to Ashes of Creation since November 8th, 2024. When I first logged in, the game was extremely rough, so I honestly didn't invest much time into it. I returned in May and saw some improvement, but I still felt, hey, this is just a little too rough for me. I don't have a lot of time to play video games, so the time that I do have, I want to be playing the game and enjoying, not necessarily being in a testing environment. After the early access announcement, I logged in again. And yes, there has been more progress and things feel better, but the game still has a long climb ahead. I also jumped into the PTR, which has a variety of changes compared to the product server. I specifically went in to test the new player experience, and I'm going to be honest, I liked it. The PTR is under visual NDA, so I can't show it, but the changes between the two were clear. Maybe it's because XP was boosted. Maybe it's because the summoner just clicked for me as the last archetype being added into the game, but the experience overall was enjoyable. Even so, the game needs more guidance, tutorials, and clarity. To give you a simple example of something that is more arduous and painful than it should be, converting glint to gold. The current instructions on the internet say to go to a hunting lodge, but finding one around Lion's Hold or nearby villages has been an absolute headache. Without gold, you cannot buy reagents. Without reagents, you cannot process resources. That shuts down the entire gather, process, and crafting loop. As someone who loves crafting systems, this alone was enough to stall my progress. Trying to get to a town where I could possibly exchange glint into gold or some sort of coin to partake in the economy became super challenging. Fishing and hunting also feels super odd right now. Pressing F repeatedly is not the peak of engaging gameplay, let alone pressing F and walking away from the keyboard lacks gameplay. Now, sport fishing is supposed to be coming and should be coming soon, although I'm not sure when. Whether or not it's going to be available when Steam launch is live on December 11th remains to be seen. However, these are just some of the really rough edges that players, and honestly, let's just be honest for a second. If you're getting this game in this state, you're not a player, you are a tester. And I definitely think that is something that needs to be explained and expressed repeatedly. Some content creators have been really good at doing that. Intrepid themselves have been good at doing that. But I just really need to stress this. You are not a player. You are a tester. And look, let's talk about the Ashes community itself. This is a super passionate community, but it is also extremely divided. For every useful gameplay video, there are 3 videos out there about drama. Many issues get exaggerated, repeated, and amplified by the algorithm. So I just want to make a few quick clarifications based on some of the things that you may have heard. First, Ashes of Creation is not a scam. I've played it. It exists. It is incomplete, but it exists, so it does not fit the definition of a scam. There are people who have streamed copious amounts of hours of it. And if something was a scam, you would not be able to stream copious amounts of hours of it. Some criticisms point to events from decades ago and claim that Steven Sharif is a scam artist. I don't know Steven personally, but he appears to be one of the more transparent developers in the MMO space. Judging anyone by something from 20 years ago feels pointless. Steven does do a lot of interviews with content creators, and yes, he's definitely media savvy, but honestly, I don't feel that anything that he's saying in these streams is untrue. Is it shined up? Is it glossy? Is it maybe more positive than it should be? Probably, but not untrue. Finally, the move to Steam is not a cash grab. Intrepid Studios reportedly has around 150 to 200 employees. That suggests a payroll that could easily hit $26 to $50 million per year. I haven't seen any signs of layoffs. If this is a cash grab, it is a terrible one. The early access price of $49.99 minus Steam's cut nets the studio around $35. The game is actually going to be launched, and it's going to be on sale for $42. So that's even less money. That is not how you maximize profit, and that is not how you grab cash. The real issue is that the community has both toxic negativity and toxic positivity. And neither one of those extremes do the game any good. It doesn't help. The game needs clear content. It needs to be engaging. And we need to be able to provide constructive criticism without fear of white knight reprisal. Otherwise, the game will never improve. It will never draw an audience that will support it and pay for it on a monthly basis. So now the question, should you buy into early access? Now I'm going to be honest, this is a personal decision and it should be. Here are the facts that matter. There is no cohesive main story quest or narrative yet. Tutorials for core systems are very limited to little pop-up text boxes. The economy, as far as I can tell, is pretty rough. There are more wipes expected, so whatever progress you gain today may very well be gone tomorrow. After Alpha 3, the game still has Beta 1 and Beta 2 according to the original roadmap. A full release before 2027 is unlikely. And honestly, I would be pegging it more likely for 2028. And a super important item is that the final product, Ashes of Creation, is planned to be subscription-based for approximately $15 a month. Now look, PAX Day had similar plans, but they have since changed their model to allow plot ownership through the in-game currency of grace. Plans can change, but as of now, the subscription support is the direction for Ashes of Creation upon release. Just to be very clear, the subscription is not in place today, and it will not go into place until the game is officially released. So look, if you want to wait, that is completely reasonable. If you want to jump in, you are getting access for far less than early backers like myself. But just understand that you are not entering it as a player, you're really entering it as a guinea pig. Hey guys, I just want to be absolutely clear here. I want Ashes of Creation to succeed. I want Ashes of Creation to create an MMO game that is player-driven, that I can enjoy, even if it means I'm paying $15 a month. I've already invested $120 into it. I'm hoping that they're able to achieve this. I'm not doing this video to bash Intrepid. I'm not doing the video to tell you not to try Ashes of Creation. But if you are going to try Ashes of Creation, you are going to get into Steam Early Access, I just want you to be fully aware of what to expect. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, smash that like button. Normally, I would tell you to subscribe if you want more content for Ashes of Creation. But the truth be told, I don't know if I'm going to be making more content for Ashes of Creation. I'm undecided if I'm going to play more than, I don't know, another 10 or 15 hours once it's released on Steam. For that reason, I'm including a list of content creators on YouTube that I enjoy watching for their content about Ashes of Creation. I encourage you to visit the list and subscribe to their channels if you want more Ashes of Creation content. With that said, good luck, have fun, kill them all.
Kill confirmed.